Last night, the Warriors lost in such heartbreaking fashion. I'm going to show the clip before this video starts, but this was unbelievable. Jokic pulls up from half court and sinks a bank shot at the buzzer. But honestly, guys, this wasn't even the worst part of the game. The worst part was the Warriors blowing an 18-point lead in 6 minutes to close out the game. And we've seen this before. And honestly, it makes me think that the Warriors dynasty might just be over. This crazy run of 4 championships in 8 years, it's done. I'm going to dive right into why I think all that and how the Warriors might be able to fix this. First off, the Warriors record. Because with that loss last night, that puts them 2 games under 500 or 16-18. Now, this is currently out of the West playoff picture, and teams like the Houston Rockets are above them. I find that pretty ridiculous. But you know what else was ridiculous? The box score of this game. Because at halftime, the Nuggets were up by 7, and then the Warriors outscored the Nuggets 44-24 to end the third quarter with a 13-point lead. They then lengthened that lead out to 18 halfway through the fourth quarter, but that's when they blew it all. However, you can't put all the blame on the Warriors because Aaron Gordon had 30 points, Jamal Murray had 25, and Jokic had his signature triple-double. You can't really do anything against Aaron Gordon having a 30-point game because the Warriors don't have any centers to defend that except for Trayce Jackson-Davis. And I hate to break it to you guys, but he's not all that. He's still a rookie. The Warriors side of things. Klay had 24 points, Steph had 30 points, and that were the only players that had above 20 points this game. Kuminga had 16, Podziemski had 13, Dario Saric had 13, and Wiggins had yet another stinky night with 11 points and 3 rebounds. Chris Paul, in 30 minutes, also played pretty horribly, as he only had 9 points and 6 assists. So, I don't know. This Warriors team, the highs are very high, and the lows, like last night, are very, very, very low. Both teams had crazy field goal percentages above 50%, but the Warriors actually shot 15 of 36 from 3, which is 41%. That's really good for a team like the Warriors, which has struggled with 3-point inconsistency. So why did they lose? I think that they lost because they just don't know how to close out games. And yeah, that might be sounding a bit ridiculous because I'm saying that about a team with Wardell Stephen Curry, who's played in 4 NBA Finals and won 4. Nuggets began digging into the Warriors' lead in that fourth quarter. Kerr couldn't find any minutes for Kuminga over the final quarter and a half, even though Kuminga was playing extremely great as he continues the best stretch of his career. Steve Kerr's coaching has been a very big problem this season. His adjustments and his lineups have been really, really bad, and honestly, it just hasn't looked like the Steve Kerr we all know and love. Meanwhile, Michael Malone went with a really interesting play, which was taking out the sort of veteran of the team, Michael Porter Jr., who, of course, is an amazing player, and instead put in a second-year backup, Peyton Watson, who ended up changing the game for them and basically winning it for them. Steve Kerr only leans on his veterans, and that's a bit of a problem. Look, Brandon Podziemski, at this point in his career, is as good as Chris Paul and better for the Warriors than Chris Paul. So why does Kerr never play him? Because he knows Chris Paul's legacy and knows that Chris Paul is a great player when he gets hot. But recently, Paul's just not getting hot. So the Steve Kerr problem needs to be fixed. But the other thing that the Warriors have that's kind of bad for them is their defense. Throughout the final quarter, the Nuggets kept running what's called a double drag, where 2 players set an on-ball screen at the same time. It's a bit complicated, but a lot of coaches run it. The Nuggets do that for Jamal Murray a lot. Now, Steph is out of position because, he's trying to follow the screen. But on the other side of things, you also have Andrew Wiggins out of position. You end up having Andrew Wiggins on Nikola Jokic, and Jokic just goes to work in the paint. The Warriors need to communicate more. They need to have better defense. And honestly, they've got to start that soon because this team is not winning anything. Klay Thompson said, "We probably just got too cool out there instead of playing with the same grit that had us up double digits." And I totally agree with that because if you watch the game or if you even look at screen right now, the Warriors played a lot slower through the fourth quarter than they did for the rest of the game. Almost like they were trying to draw time. You can't draw time when there's 6 minutes left in the game and you're only up by 18. Maybe if you're up by 30, you can start drawing time. But this Nuggets team is proven. They won an NBA championship last year. I was more than ready to make a video about how the Warriors just disproved the defending champs, but no. The only thing that they disproved is themselves. With 10 seconds left in the game, Steph Curry dribbles the ball down the court. He's double teamed. And then he throws a cross-court pass to Andrew Wiggins, who's been playing like absolute garbage. It gets intercepted by Jamal Murray, and the Nuggets call a timeout, which led to that Jokic shot, of course. And that was just brutal. But honestly, the Warriors they have no one to blame but themselves. Murray's been disappointed by his teammates this season. He just saw another gag job, and he's gone from believing that they're expecting to win to believing they'd win to plummeting into the vortex inhabited by teams no better than the mediocre. Heck, the Orlando Magic have a better record than this Warriors team. This game was absolutely agonizing, and the Warriors franchise doesn't look like it has a real future. You love Trace Jackson Davis, and you've got to love Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody. He wasn't played a single minute in this game. And you know what, guys? Moses Moody hasn't been played a lot at all this entire season. Because at the start of the season, he was playing amazingly. He was averaging about 10 points per game. Then he had a few bad games, and Kerr completely took him out of the rotation. When he's in the game, he averages 18 minutes with 8 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, and a steal per game. But his on-court energy brings a lot more to the Warriors than those meaningless stats do. Because he just lights up the court. He's also shooting really great from the field, 47% and 33 from 3. Those are really good numbers. So why is Steve Kerr not playing him? I don't know. Ask Steve Kerr that. But that's another problem with his rotations. And of course, through all of this, we can't forget to bring up Draymond Green. Because Draymond, obviously, we all know that he got suspended. This suspension was not expected to be that long. And while I did make a video that I said that the Warriors are better without Draymond, which they are, Draymond just brings a locker room presence. He brings energy. He brings hype to the team. And the Warriors kind of need him around for that, especially with how bad they are now. And I was talking about defense earlier. Both Moses Moody, who was a great defender, and Draymond Green would massively help with that. Honestly, this is Draymond's fault. But when he's back, I don't know how much better this Warriors team will be. The Warriors need to make some trades. Whether it's trading for Pascal Siakam, Kyle Kuzma, Lauri Markkanen, there are a ton of players that are open to being traded right now. And it's very possible to do so. So why won't they just do it? I don't know. But if you do believe in the Warriors, like I do, you might want to watch this next video popping on screen, which is how the Warriors will come back from this horrible season. I'll see you guys in that one. Peace.